What can I say? Sometimes it's easier that way. And what can I do?
Hola!
Hello.
That's Spanish for welcome to the friggin' show, people who don't watch us, whatever. Discussions.
I'm Ian.
Help him. That's it, yeah. I'm Josh.
I'm Dale. Howdy, y'all.
Jeremy.
And I'm Josh. That's Ian. I'm Josh.
Am I Ian?
Yes.
I thought he was Ian.
I identify as Ian.
Ah.
I identify as depressed.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
And some of the time.
You know what would make me less depressed? More subscribers.
Yeah.
Subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell button.
Or you could do something useful and actually watch the videos.
Yes.
Because the subscribers are nice, but when I'm still getting like 0 views despite 124 subscribers as of this date, yeah, makes me wonder what they subscribe for.
They subscribed and forgot to unsubscribe.
It probably is. A lot of them are just too darn lazy to unsubscribe, but that's not what this discussion's about.
No, we're opening up a Patreon account. We're not actually opening up a Patreon account. I was just
we wouldn't get anything.
And frankly, I just don't want to deal with the taxes of a Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to get like a lawyer and an accountant. No. I'm just trying to think of every bullshit cliche thing you see YouTubers doing.
If we get so and so likes off of this video, then we'll eat a bug or something. I don't know. Some crazy, ridiculous stunt that is actually not that big a deal, but sounds like a big deal.
If we get 1,000 likes in this video, I will eat one of my hats. I'm waiting.
1,000 likes on the video. He'll eat a hat, everyone.
Maple,
Don't you
hush.
want to see him eat a hat? I want to see him eat a hat.
You know what's really funny? Eventually, the channel blows up in like a year, and then all of a sudden, someone finds this video and hammers it out, and it gets 1,000 likes.
But then we'd arrange some way for him to eat a hat, wouldn't we?
I will eat a hat.
Or he makes another video and I was like, I lied. Deal with it, suckers! Bang, 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 bang!
Anyway, the actual discussion was going to be, Maple, hush, honey. Come on. A show that seems to never go out of popularity, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was extremely popular in the late 80s.
He gets rebooted every 10 years or so into...
Less than that, probably.
Well, there was a period where it was like a 10-year gap. But yeah, it's like reboots come out constantly for it. But yeah, it is always popular.
But it was especially popular in the late 80s and early 90s. And thanks to that popularity, there was a lot of cheap knockoffs of Ninja Turtles.
And some that were not as cheap and not as knock-offy, but still clearly influenced by the Turtles or would exist because of the Turtles.
Yes.
For example, Bucky O'Hare.
That was going to be the first one I bring up. The comic technically existed before the big craze, but I guarantee the show only existed because of the popularity of TMNT.
Yeah. But yeah, the Bucky O'Hare was pretty good.
Yes.
But that's what we're here to discuss. We're here to talk about these deviant shows.
Yes. So what did you think of Bucky O'Hare?
I liked Bucky O'Hare.
I really wish that we had more Bucky O'Hare.
The creator is making radio plays.
Oh.
Continuing the story.
Heck yeah.
I mean, it's not great, but he's continuing on with their universe through radio plays.
Does he keep the old theme song?
I don't think he legally can.
But he should, because it's awesome.
Yes, but yeah, I don't think he legally can. Anyway,
Thoughts on Bucky O'Hare, Dale?
Unfortunately, I never saw any of Bucky O'Hare.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Bucky O'Hare was really it was really good. Yeah, he was a rabbit in space who had to fight toads. And Star Fox may or may not have taken more than a little inspiration from Bucky O'Hare.
It is a matter of debate on how much was or was not lifted off of Bucky O'Hare for Star Fox.
I mean, Andros is really similar to Complex.
Yeah, yeah. Bucky O'Hare, the Toad Menace was basically if Nazis were run by Skynet.
Yeah, basically.
Yes, Complex was a giant supercomputer that took over the Toad regime, who were basically Nazis.
Let's croak us some toads.
Yep. They were generic sci-fi empire. Let's put it that way. Because generic sci-fi empires seem to be very Nazi-alike, usually.
Well, here's the thing. When you create Nazis or an allegory for the Nazis, no one feels bad when you kill them.
Right, because you're supposed to kill Nazis.
I mean, if you're the kind of person who feels bad for Nazis getting beaten up, you're probably not a good person.
But we're talking about real Nazis, not people
Animated stand-ins.
not people who are just accused of being Nazis with not actually being. But yeah, that's getting to politics. So let's not do that.
Yeah, unless you're a National Socialist from 1940s Germany, you're probably not a Nazi.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
My
That
thing
covers
is
it.
whether or not you're hurting people. And I don't mean emotionally or anything like that. I personally think you're pretty much free to say...
real
Yeah.
hurting, not...
Well, this got really... Okay, let's go from a good one to a bad one. Josh, what's a really terrible one?
I might as well go for the worst one I've ever witnessed. And that would be Kung Fu Dino Posse. I understand, I talked about this one a lot with you guys, but I don't really explain the magnitude of how bad this is. So, imagine this. There's a team of, I think it was 4 or 5 anthropomorphic dinosaurs who were revived from fossils, so they were actual dinosaurs. They had a human child entourage, which is common with some of these other things.
You know what's amazing? Ninja Turtles didn't bother with that.
They had humans. There was
That was an adult. April and Casey were adult humans.
That's true, but they did have human entourages.
April more adult than Casey.
Oh, yeah.
Casey is a little
Immature.
cautious. Anyway, back
Sorry.
to Kung Fu Dino Posse. I haven't gotten to the bad parts because I'm just
I think
scratching.
Casey was basically just 18, so he could be with April.
No, maybe.
Because in reality, Casey would have been like
9.
at the age. I was gonna say 16 or he was definitely teenagers mental.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Dino Posses.
All right.
Enough about something that's good.
Yes. But Kung Fu Dino Posse, despite being anthropomorphic dinosaurs, who of course the enemy were also anthropomorphic dinosaurs.
Of course they
but,
were.
Predator, carnivores rather than herbivores.
Oh, is that the difference between the two?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But, the heroes, the actual Dino Posse, were, of course, they say Kung Fu Dino Posse, they were karate. Specifically just generic martial arts. And they were a posse because every one of them, every single one of them were bad rappers. Hip hop, just really terrible white rapping.
Just because of how many cartoons I watched when I was a kid, I know I've had to have seen that. I
You
just don't
probably
remember
have.
anything about it.
You probably have. But yeah, white rapping, which is still terrible despite the one, arguably 2 exceptions to the rule.
Vanilla Ice.
That would be
The
the
arguably one.
that would be the arguable one.
No,
actually.
I disagree. Disagree.
Most people would disagree with that.
Well, most people are
I
stupid.
personally don't mind Vanilla Ice, but he's definitely not what a lot of people would consider good rap.
Yeah.
Mostly because you cannot take him seriously.
Is
But
it-
I think that's one of his strong suits.
Isn't Post Malone white?
I don't know.
There's some modern rappers
But of course,
really popular.
The other one I was referring to was
Eminem.
Eminem. The one that,
Yes.
Do you stand for Eminem?
no,
Okay.
I personally don't like him that much.
I'm not a big fan either.
But anyway, you can imagine how bad Kung Fu Dino Posse was. Just from that.
Do you got any you want to mention, Dale?
Well, there's one that's I saw. He kind of got his start on the Ninja Turtles. Usagi Yojimbo.
Ah, yeah, made from the same people, Eastman and Liard. Usagi Yojimbo, I think, was introduced introduced in the comics first, but in the series was originally introduced in a time travel episode, because I think Usagi is supposed to be from feudal Japan. But anyway, he is a
Samurai Bunny?
samurai rabbit.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, a Ronin specifically. Oh, Ronin for hire, a Yojimbo.
Yeah.
And that was his whole deal. Is
Hey, do you remember Venus?
from the one live action Turtles, and even forget it was Eastman or Liard.
One of
of them absolutely hates her.
One of them will leave a meeting if you bring her up.
Yeah,
That's
because
how much he hates her.
Understandable.
Well, we'll go from bad to something that's actually... Well, we'll call it okay. Do you remember Extreme Dinosaurs?
Extreme Dinosaurs was okay. I agree with that. It was okay.
A group of, I think it was a T-Rex, a Pterodactyl, a Stegosaurus, and a Triceratops were unfrozen and used weird sci-fi technology to fight an army of evil raptors.
Yeah, okay.
And of course, they had a plucky teenage group of kids who helped them out.
And raptors actually were a good choice for villains.
Because they're, at least according to Jurassic Park, smart and mean.
Also, filthy egg eaters.
Yeah.
And when your villains literally eat
babies.
children.
Yeah.
Yeah, then we're getting up into the really bad ones.
I don't know where this falls on the timeline, but Extreme Dinosaurs kind of reminds me. I know this was from the 80s. I don't know if it's pre or post Ninja Turtles, but Dino Saucers.
I
The
know
Dino
they-
Saucers was like early mid 80s, something like that. So around the same time as Turtles premiere.
So-
I don't know if they were actually inspired
I
or not.
sincerely doubt it. It seems way too close to Ninja Turtles. But
Yeah.
Extreme Dinosaurs.
Extreme Dinosaurs met the
that
formula.
was mid 90s.
That met the formula.
Oh yeah.
Dino Saucers was a little off, so.
But it just Extreme Dinosaurs reminded me kind of Dino Saucers, except for Dino Saucers is a much better name.
And it was much, I think, better.
I only
Oh, yeah, it was.
I only know Dino Saucers and Passe, so
Yeah.
Dale, you want to bring up another one?
The Biker Mice from Mars.
I figured you'd bring that one.
So good, it actually had a remake in the early 2000s.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. It was remade once. And it was better the second time around.
Was it really?
Yes.
I do
They
remember.
changed what the villains were. They had a generic alien species in the original one.
Yeah.
And that alien species came back in the remake,
Mm-hmm.
but more for an appearance because the evil empire they had
Mm-hmm.
that they made for the remake in 2000 was I forget what they were called, but they were felines.
Oh, okay. Kalrathi?
Well, not Kilrathi, and they weren't Venusians.
Mm-hmm.
I thought originally they were, but I looked into it and
They're
no,
not Venusians?
no, they were something else. But yeah, it would have made sense to put War and Venus at war
Yeah.
each other, but that didn't work out that way. No, but yeah, they're cat-like were the new villains, and they had accidentally predicting the future.
Mm-hmm.
They had a knockoff Donald Trump character
Nice.
in this new Detroit who was, a greedy land developer.
To be fair, Donald Trump has always been a greedy land developer.
Right.
Yeah.
But Ronaldo Rump was his name. So it's clearly who he was supposed to be. And I think if they ever remade it again, keep Ronaldo Rump,
As
but put him in a position of power like mayor of Detroit or something high like that, because sure.
Yeah.
So I'll go to one, at least know Jeremy knows this one, which is Street Sharks. It's not the worst.
We give it a lot of flack, but Street Sharks is not the worst thing I've ever seen.
I mostly give it flack for just how much it insults fans of Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, it was clearly a copy of the Turtles formula, but it had this insulting attitude for anyone who liked the Turtles. Like, that is guaranteed to have been your core audience.
Yeah. Although I did like how they ate everything.
Yeah, they're ravenous eating machines because
That
they
will
were
not eat
sharks.
pizza.
Yeah, they hate pizza.
Yeah, so fuck
It's
you
like,
too.
even if this wasn't a dig against turtles, you're stupid, because
Pizza's awesome.
kids
Yeah.
love pizza.
Kids love pizza. I love pizza. Everyone loves pizza.
Yeah.
Yes, everyone loves pizza, but you were focusing on the demographic of kids, and you all of a sudden had these cartoon characters saying pizza is gross. That's bogus, man.
Yeah.
That's almost like saying chicken nuggets are gross. What kid hates chicken nuggets? What adult hates chicken nuggets? I love chicken nuggets.
I've met some adults that hate chicken nuggets because they don't like processed chicken. But I think if you're thinking too much about it,
Yeah.
all food is gross.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. If my heart could sustain it, I would live on a diet of pizza and chicken nuggets.
Man, I lived in the wrong era. We don't have health-improving nanobots yet.
I know.
We just want the machines to do the work for us so we can be completely lazy and unhealthy.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting closer and closer to
Being lazy and unhealthy?
that too. But healthy foods tasting like unhealthy foods. We still have to do the Impossible Whopper challenge.
I've never tried it. Yeah, we had... You're right, we had planned on that being an actual video that we did. The idea of that being we have a third party get a couple of...
Whoppers and
Whopper.
Impossible Whoppers.
We get Whoppers and Impossible Whoppers from Burger King, unwrap them both, have the third party mix them up, and then we try to tell them apart.
Yes.
Blind taste test is actually like, can we actually tell?
Because meat's getting closer,
Yeah.
but it's... Last I had it, not that... I had Tofurkey and that stuff, well, a couple years ago, and that stuff was vile. But my wife has these vegan patties that aren't too bad. It's getting there.
But the Impossible Burgers claim to be indistinguishable from meat, so we'll see.
Yep.
Anyway, we did Street Sharks. Okay.
Yes, we did.
Alright.
Jeremy has something else to add about Street Sharks.
I didn't see much of it. The only thing important about it was one of the characters was a hammerhead, and I loved hammerheads when I was a kid, so that's the reason I saw
Hammerheads
that.
are so weird looking.
It's so unusual. They were my favorite breed of sharks for the longest time.
That, when I was a kid, I actually felt great whites were overrated.
Yeah.
Even as a kid.
They kind of are, yeah.
Yeah, I prefer tiger sharks myself.
Kind of sharks I like are real estate sharks.
Loan sharks.
Little sharks.
Pool sharks. Anyway, I guess I'm sort of up next for explaining.
We're just doing it.
Well, I'm going to mention one before I forget it again. Captain Simeon and
Oh
the
my
Space Monkeys.
Forgot about Captain Simeon. God, that show was stupid, but it was fun stupid.
It was just the right kind of stupid.
It was fun stupid.
And I love how they put just the right amount of work in to make it less stupid. but they put a lot of work into it. It's like, well, that's actually kind of clever.
Yeah.
Because the one female character of the team is named Venara, and she was, you know, an anthropomorphic monkey woman who was worshipped in India as a goddess, which makes sense because of Venara in India. Yeah. That's like weird things that most, if you were making a lazy, not thought about show, you wouldn't have come up with.
Oh, the show was stupid, but it wasn't lazy. We have to make that. It was stupid in that it wasn't stupid in that it was unintelligent. It just was a show that never really took itself seriously. It knew how dumb it was and embraced the dumbness.
They had a orangutan with schizophrenia, well, multiple personalities, where he was the head mechanic and chief doctor on the ship, depending on which personality was in charge. And of course, they played his insanity for laughs.
Yes, of course.
Instead of treating it like tragedy, like it really would be. But anyway.
Yeah, well, it was a comedy. So.
Yeah. And it was just a clever way to use the characters. Like, we need an engineer and a doctor. Let's have it be the same character.
And Captain Simeon had more than a passing resemblance to Captain Kirk.
A bit. More in the sense that he was a man of action, not because he slept with everything.
That's true. But he was a very prideful man who would act first and ask questions later.
You know what he reminds me of, taking a modern equivalent? Star-Lord.
Yeah, kind of.
Captain Simeon was Star-Lord, or Star-Lord was Captain Simeon.
Yeah. You know, it wouldn't surprise me James Gunn watched Captain Simeon and the Space Monkeys. That seems like the kind of...
But it's like a lot of cleverness, and it's like each one of them had a different origin for how they became, like, anthropomorphic.
Space monkeys.
Yeah, it's like Venara was a literal goddess. Captain Simeon was because he was an astronaut monkey exposed to cosmic rays.
Because cosmic rays.
Solves everything.
Yeah.
Horrible scientific testings caused the multiple personality orangutan. I think they had a big dumb muscle gorilla that I don't remember.
If you want to do the next one? Yeah, I just now remembered one I didn't put on my list. Oh, what was the show with the dogs? Oh,
Road Rovers?
Road Rovers! I just remembered Road Rovers.
Road Rovers, we do have to mention, for being the parody at the end of the trend.
Yes.
They existed... Yeah, they were lampshading it, and it practically killed the wave of new ones coming in.
I just like... Oh, what was the name of the husky?
Exile.
I just liked... he had ice lasers he had got from the Cold War.
Yep.
And then Blitz was a German Doberman who liked to bite people in the butt. Collie was an English Border Collie?
British Border Collie, and just knows all these martial arts.
Yes. And... Oh... What was the name of the main...
Hunter.
Who was just the leader guy.
He had a series of superpower. Every joke was he mentioned something that wasn't actually a superpower that he was super good at. But in that same first episode, he actually like, oh yeah, I am actually also super fast. Yes. It's like, oh, right. Because that kind of ended the argument with Blitz on why he couldn't be the leader, when Hunter actually revealed he does have a power.
And then there was the...
Shag.
Yes, the
giant quiet muscle.
Yes. What kind of dog was he?
He was a shag, a sheepdog.
Sheepdog, that's what they're called. The big shaggy sheepdog.
And there was a...
Because it didn't...
We had a Doberman with Blitz, but there was also a Rottweiler. A Rottweiler who was completely insane, but totally the super berserker with let loose.
Because he didn't get all the mental programming. So he was insane. Oh, I miss Road Rovers.
It only went one season.
Yep. A lot of these only went 1 or 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Speaking of ones that only went 1 season, How about one episode?
Battletoads?
Battletoads. I swear, I am telling you, I have seen other episodes of Battletoads.
I'm not sure.
I am positive.
I believe you. I mean, for the longest time, I grew up thinking that I imagined Mr. Bogus,
Yeah.
but then it turned out no, it actually happened. So I believe you when you say that you think you saw other episodes.
I mean, it might be a Mandela effect. I have vivid memories of them fighting. They're in a restaurant, and the Dark Lady had minions come out of a ice cream machine to fight the Battletoads.
I thought that was in the first episode.
Maybe it was. I'm telling you, there's more than one episode. I remember it vividly from my childhood. I might be wrong, but
It would be a very short review, but I could cover
Yeah.
Battletoads at one point. There was a lot to talk about. I
In that episode.
would just break down that one episode. That's how I'd do
honestly,
that.
I could see a Battletoads show working if we throw away the stupid human element
Yeah, I
and
know.
just make them alien toads.
I know one of the bits of the original storyline was they were what they were because they programmed this video game
Mm-hmm.
and they wound up getting sucked in the video game and became the characters.
Mm-hmm.
But that's different.
And also dumb. Can we
Yeah.
let's just make it a space opera with the shape-shifting toads.
Just use their universe where they already exist.
Yep. Because
And very, very nice remembering her name was Dark Lady.
was that her name?
I'm pretty sure.
it was something like
it was either that or Dark
Like
Mistress.
Dark Mistress.
It was one of those two. But
Yes,
yeah, that
That
was
was Mistress.
It might have been Dark Mistress. She didn't have that bondage gear thing going on.
the important thing is she had that bondage thing and she was basically a space witch.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
With a legion, an army of biker mice. Biker mice.
I don't know. Maybe.
Not from Mars, but
Well, it might have been.
well, biker rats, really.
Maybe the 3 biker mice from Mars that came to Earth were the only good ones, and the rest of them were all part
Yeah.
of her army.
We got the defectors.
And then they ended up fighting the Kalrathi.
Oh, the Kilrathi.
Wing
The
Commander.
Wing Commander.
Yep.
Which had a short run series.
Yes, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
And Lord Limburger and the Venusians. Venusians.
Ah, yes. Lloyd Limburger. That was from the first Biker Mice. from
Yep.
Mars.
I don't remember that very well. Well, next up to one of my favorites, the Wild West Cowboys of the Moon Mesa. A series that a lot of people seem to hate, that I'm not sure I've actually
The-
seen it, because it's so good.
The COD